It's Hellebores season. Yeah. Spring is here, and the first things that come up in the garden are the Hellebores. That's the first flower of the year, and I've got some right here. I picked them this morning. I've got several stands. I keep adding every year, and I think that that's really fun to have different colors, and they're evergreen too, which is very interesting to me. I'm learning more about them. Obviously, their foliage stays green over the entire winter. So when it emerges underneath the snow, when the snow melts away, there it is. And so I learned this year that you trim away that older foliage when the flowers start to come up. You'll get longer stems, stronger blooms, and then you'll get new foliage that will grow for the rest of the year, which is awesome. So I probably got, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 plants out there, different colors of plants. And so I thought it would be fun for us to arrange today. So we're going to arrange in this vase. But I also have another nuance I wanted to show you because I think it's really important, because so many times we talk about the arrangements, how long they last, and things like that, that I wanted you to kind of get a feel for that. So we're going to make it in this cylinder today. And I've got on this cylinder, just trying to show you if I can see if I can get a reflection. Yeah, there we go, a little bit maybe of the grid work. I have a grid work on there. And so the grid work is made with the anchor tape, the 1/4 inch clear anchor tape. And I've put it on there, and then I also did one all the way around. So I've got them, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. So those little squares are about, yay big or so that we're going to use inside there. I'm going to put my other flowers in first, and then I'm going to add my Hellebores as topping. Okay, so obviously with this, we want to use our flower food water. So I have my Chrysler Professional 3 that I added to the water in my watering can. And so there you can see look at how the little grid work makes it fall different directions, right? So I hope that, again, we're enjoying the process of arranging flowers. It's really fun for us to do so. I want you to take your time. I want you to enjoy it. This morning, we had an amazing amount of rain. It was wonderful. Everything was so dry. And so we got rain this morning. And then I went out, and as the rain was evaporating, I was able to pick my Hellebores. I just dropped them down in this vase, which that would be pretty, right? I mean, this is my holding container right now because I thought that would be the best for it. But I mean, they'd be pretty in that vase. But we're going to use them over here. We're going to use some other flowers with them too. Hellebores are beautiful by themselves. Let's talk about it for a second too. Obviously, this is a Hellebores. This is a white one. I have other ones in here that, oh, look at this white one. This white one is really stunning. It's got a little detail in it. How about that? And they have a fragrance about them. They smell earthy, I think. I think that's my best description. Look at this pink colored one. Love that. Okay. Now, some people talk about that they're dangerous or they're poisonous. The roots, the black roots, are toxic, but not the leaves or the flowers. Some places say you should cut them with gloves so that you don't get the sap on yourself. I got the sap on myself this morning, and it didn't bother me. But, so I'm just saying, there's all sorts of different, when it comes to toxicity, that can be very unusual and odd. Okay. I know that there are things, that I know there are certain things that truly are toxic. I understand that. But then there's other things that may not be. And it's just kind of a confusion of how they record those types of things. So I'm always fascinated that you can go to the Poison Control Center and they can say that there were poisonings by poinsettias. Poinsettias are not toxic. Okay. I've eaten poinsettias on television before. Okay. Not a problem. On P. Allen Smith's show, I've eaten poinsettias. But when someone calls the Poison Control Center and says, my child, my dog, my cat ate a poinsettia, it's listed as a poinsettia poisoning, not as a poinsettia ingestion. Even though they say there's nothing to worry about, don't induce vomiting, tell them to drink some stuff, tell them to drink milk or eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something like that, to help move it through, whatever. But when they call and say, hey, so if I called and said, hey, I got Hellebores sap on my hands, is that poisonous? It would be listed as a poisoning by Hellebores. Now, it was a question about it. So that's just throwing that out there for you. I think it'd be better if we refer to them as ingestions or calls or something like that. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to create this beautiful vase. And I wanted to show you something. So this is an arrangement that I made 2 weeks ago. Okay? It's looking kind of rough. Look at these guys. These guys don't look good. They're kind of broken. They need to be thrown away. Okay. Some of the Dusty Miller's a little bit limp. Some of it is not, though. Some of it looks beautiful. The Artemiris is not very pretty. It's pretty much gone the wayside now, so that can come out of there. My Protea still look great, right? So it's 2 weeks old. This is in the bedroom. And it sits in there like this. And so I wanted to show you what I typically do when I'm going to make arrangements too. I will reuse and repurpose items, all right? So look at my Protea still look great. So I'm going to put those over here. And you know what? Because I'm going to put my Protea and I may put some of my Dusty Miller back in there, I'm going to use a couple of my CVBN tablets from my friends at Kreisel, okay? So what that does is it's like a chlorine tablet that prevents bacteria growth, and so it makes things last longer. There were CVBN tablets down inside this, so that's also part of maybe why it lasted a long time. And so I'm also going to look at my carnations. On the back side of these, I don't know if you can see that, there's some, not the prettiest petals. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull those off because carnations are durable and they like to stick around for a little while, so I can still use that guy if I want to in my arrangement. Now, I don't have tools, so let's grab tools. We have a Swiss Army knife, but I also have my Dram tools. We've got my red ones. This is the compact pruner, and this is the bypass cutter, okay, that we'll be using today. And so then what I can do with these as I cut them and check them out is I might just drop that down inside there. Now look at how that short stem, how that keeps that in place, right? That's pretty cool. And so I'm just going to go through here and choose the ones that I want. I might pick off a petal or two. This guy looks pretty good too. A couple little petals off the side because I want to get as much enjoyment out of my flowers as I possibly can. I think it's important that we do that, right? And I have just been stunned at how beautiful these have been in the bedroom. I've just loved them. So we're going to grab a couple of these guys. And now if the stem is mushy or moldy like that, we're going to throw that away. Okay? But if it's not and it's looking good, we're just going to cut it. I might remove a couple of those little petals. And this is kind of my bottom level layer, my bottom layer in my bouquet. Okay, and just going to grab a couple of those off there. But this is how I reuse them, okay? And I let them go again. Let them go around one or two more times, that's nice. Okay. I pull off any petals that come out of there too, or any leaves that would be on the stems too. So that's just kind of another way to check everybody. And let's see if there's anybody. This guy looks pretty good too. Peel off those leaves. I'm going to set him up on there so he's a little bit taller. You know what? I want a couple that do that. So I'm going to want a couple that sit up a little bit taller like that. Now here I have some mold on the stem. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my paper towel and I'm going to wipe that. And I'm going to stick him in again. Okay, get that off of there. This guy obviously has fallen over. This guy's fallen over. These guys fallen apart a little bit. Okay, but 2 weeks headed towards 3. That's quite a bit. Okay, that's quite a bit of time and energy that have gone in there. Now here with this Dusty Miller, I want to use another little piece of it. I can use this piece again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the stem and I'm going to tuck it in here. That piece looks expired. This piece still looks good. The other thing that's going to be super important is I'm going to go back through here. I'm going to wash this vase. I'm going to use hot water and soap. And I'm going to wash that vase so that I can use it again. And it looks like everybody else here. Oh, one more piece over here. This guy looks pretty good still, too. Let's see. Little piece over there. Ta-da. There we go. Okay, everybody else is going to go bye-bye. Now, let me show you this. Okay, because I think this is important too. It's yet another important part of vase life. In my container here, this is a porcelain container. And so I have a clear vase down inside. And so I've got that in there. Look at that watercolor. Not so pretty. You know, so I got to wash it. I got to clean it up. Got to make sure that it's nice for next time. Okay, make it nice for next time. And my protea I can add down in here. So this is week 3 on the protea. That's pretty darned impressive as well. These are my protea from Splendor. They're looking great. Just giving it a fresh little cut. Look at that. That's nice. Okay. So now let's add a few of this pink hypericum, right? That's going to dress this up beautifully. And again, I'm going to pull off the leaves because I don't want any leaves down below the water line. And you'll notice how my Hellebores are a vintage type color. I mean, you know, they're pretty vintage pink color. There is a new stock that's called Vintage Rose that we're going to be featuring hopefully on season 4 of Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom. And I'm going to be trying to get that in for our production coming up here in May when we shoot a little bit of that. And it's just a really pretty vintage rose color. And that's kind of what the Hellebores are too. They're a vintage rose color. They're also known as the Lenten rose because obviously some people believe they look like roses. And they're available at, you know, they're available at Lent. So, you know, for Easter time, that's true. So the Lenten rose. Now, I also have a few more of these carnations. Look at these. The other ones are kind of a dusty pink, and these are more of a blush tone. And so we're going to add those in here too. They're going to be a great little complement to these other ones, and they are just opening up. So some of them are really tight like that. And so since I have my other open carnations in here, I'm just going to go ahead and put these in nice and tight because that will be awesome. Now notice how my grid work is just being so helpful to what we're doing here. Love it. See, I'm going to spin that around. I want that protea sticking out a little bit too far. I want him to be like right there. There, better. Better, 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 better. See, that looks nicer. Yep. And actually, these are all forming the background or the backdrop for my Hellebores. All right. So now we've got this, and we're going to add my beautiful Hellebores to this. And I'm just going to give them a little cut again. I cut them this morning when I was out in the garden, but I'm just going to give them a cut again. And see how I'm just tucking them in between? They are going to be the topping. Now this one, look at this one. This one's got like a little one down there. So I'm going to go close to the edge with that one. This one, I'm going to go close to the edge as well. See, I kept this close to the edge. Okay? Love it. Look at this one. It's like peachy, and it's got like a little bit of that pattern like the first white one I showed you. So pretty. Oh, see, I'm going to want him this way a little bit more. So I'm going to turn him. These white ones are just stunning. They're just, and actually, so if I leave these on the plant, which I left probably 3/4 of them out there on the plant, because what's going to happen is they're going to turn green in a couple weeks. And they're going to be the green Hellebores, and they're going to look absolutely gorgeous, right? And I love a green flower for sure. Look at that. Now remember to follow me on Instagram too, because Kelly takes some beautiful pictures of these, and then we put them up on Instagram so that you can see the finished product and see how it progresses over the next couple of days, weeks, that type of thing. Yeah, weeks. Because these are very long-lasting flowers. And they're going to be gorgeous. Where's another spot that I'm doing right here? And look at this one's just pure white. Look how pretty that is. We'll go right on the edge with him too. Okay, now I did this in a clear glass vase. Another important thing. I did not do it in this vase, and this cylinder does not fit down in this pink vase, because what's going to happen is that I want to see where this water level is, because there's some places where that water level needs to be nice and high, because my Hellebores are kind of short. Okay, so I want to make sure. And I'm just looking for a spot in here. There's a spot for me to add. And what I have is upstairs. I have another bottle that's easier to add water with. And I want to make sure we're plenty full, because I don't want my Hellebores to run out of water. Okay. And of course, my last final step is Christ of Professional Glory. Now look at how I reused some of my flowers. I added a few more carnations. They're going to open up and be beautiful. And then I've got my Hellebores inside there. This Hellebores and my carnation almost match. I mean, it's almost completely perfect. This one is the same color as that. I want one more of those right up at the top, the tippy top of the bouquet. There we go. All right. Look at how great that looks. Okay. Hellebores, it's time to enjoy them. It's spring. And beautiful, beautiful. The Lenten rose, just a gorgeous flower. What I will tell you, sweep up around them, because around them, you're going to get these little tiny pollen pieces that fall out of the center. And so just sweep up around there so that, they don't fall onto your floor or anything like that. Just kind of keep track of them, clean up, look at them, see what everybody's doing every day. Make sure you add water daily, all those good things. So I hope you enjoyed our project with the Hellebores. And until next time, keep having fun with flowers.